Without doubt, the most important piece of kit as a rider is your lid. Now, this is the SHOEI race service. This is Paul Mousel. He's the SHOEI man. His job all weekend is preparing helmets for top riders. What's your job entail, Paul?
Basically, each rider will drop their crash helmet off to me after each session. We check them over. The vision is obviously the most important thing, so we have the visor off. They've all got a pin lock anti-fog insert in there. We check that's clean, put it back in, put their tear-offs on. Some have two, some have three, some of them on the left and the right, some both want them on the left. So yeah, just each rider has individual sort of needs. Depending on the conditions, we'll use different tints of visors. So they've got dark smoke, they use lighter smoke visors, they've even got some very, very light tint visors. In the wet weather, they sometimes use an amber or a yellow, and so yeah, just whatever each rider's individual requirements are, and they can obviously be quite specific about what they want. When you do it sort of week in, week out, you tend to know what each rider wants. So if we get a new rider on board, sometimes it takes a couple of rounds to establish what they want, but yeah, generally you sort of, when you've worked with with these guys for 4 or 5 years, you tend to know what they want.
How many lids would an individual rider have? I mean, I used to have sort of 3 or 4 on the go at any one time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's about right. 3 or 4. They normally have 2 dry helmets set up, normally with a light or a dark visor on, and then they've got a wet setup, so they're not, haven't got to worry about changing visors and that kind of stuff. They can just pull out another lid. Normally got a backup. Sometimes they might have one-off designs if there's a certain event or a certain sponsor comes on board. Then sometimes, like we did things for SHOEI with his baby being born, so we did a nice sort of girly one for him. So yeah, it just tends to probably over a year they'll probably get through about half a dozen or so.
Obviously, depending how many times they go down the road.
Yeah. Some riders get through more than others. I think the record's probably 12 in a year, but I think we won't name names. Let people guess on that one.
Today we've got a situation where it's been dry. It's been dry for most of the weekend, but it looks like race day it's going to rain. It's actually spitting out there now. I'm thinking that's going to cause an extra lot of grief for you.
Yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same for the mechanics and everyone else. When the conditions are a bit iffy one way or the other, it gives you twice the amount of work to do, because you've got to get everything ready for the dry, and you've got to get everything ready for the wet. If it's one all day, I mean, it's the same with these boys, that if it's one condition all day, it makes your work a little bit easier. So you've got to just prepare for every eventuality, really.
I'll tell you what, when we pass your setup every meeting, when we get in the morning you're working, and when we leave on a night you're working, you're a grafter, lad.
Yeah, it's I think, like I say, with 25 riders, all with 2, 3 or 4 helmets, I mean, I get through probably 400 tear-offs in a weekend, so yeah, it keeps me busy.
At least it's warm in here, well done.
Yeah, thank you.